Good morning. It's Sunday. And here we are with Damage Does D&D in our as yet unnamed campaign. Investigators. Welcome to Sunday morning. We have coffee, etc. We've all had our breakfast. Some of us with posh crumpets, others with, just plain old toast. I will hand you across to our wonderful DM, Martin.
Good morning. So the party had previously been assisting on in the village of Almeta, on the large island in the far west of the country. There was a bit of an outbreak, a bit of a plague that had to be dealt with, but through various means they did. The cure was found in the blood of the recently appeared large creatures, and those that weren't killed by the plague were healed back to full health. The party have then headed back to the capital and spoken with their contact there, Lucrezia, who also introduced them to one of the 7 Grand Masters of the Mage Council, Grand Master Stanyard, that was his name, a very elderly dwarven fella, who's asked for the party to go on a bit of a mission to the next door country of Greconoria, Dragonlands, to try and find his ex, a dragonborn fella who might have some information that he can provide through his contact with his god. But before the journey begins, I believe the party want to do a little shopping in the city. So we pick back up with you having finished your meeting with, unless there's anything else you want to add to the situation, finishing your meeting with the Grandmaster and the wizard, Lucrezia.
So we were, Lucrezia, sorry, you were going to tell us about the magical supply person, so that we could, because Grandmaster Stanyard did mention that we would have the standard discount.
So there's a few places that you can go. There is there's the street. Can't remember the name. There's a street you can go to. There's a few vendors there. I'll sign a little note for you, just show that, and you get your 10% discount.
Perfect, thank you.
There's a magical smiths there. There's you can buy things like wands and potions, and there's even a really nice little cocktail restaurant bar place if you want to get something.
Okay, thank you very much. That's really good. Okay.
Oh, that's like, of course, there's a bookshop there too.
Yes.
Well, we take our leave, sister.
Yes, we should get going.
Excellent. Good luck. If you need anything, just give me a call. You know where I am.
Of course, yes. Perfect.
If this is just me reaching, because, why not? The 250 gold that should have gone to certain other players that aren't playing anymore, does that get split between the 3 of us?
Well, if not, he would have to be paid for his work.
He never came back, though, did he?
He might have done.
Ran off when we were on the island.
The agreement was per person per day, and you see it wasn't a lump sum.
Although Sasha could probably say something around taking it for him because they're meeting him up later or something.
But that would be dishonest.
This is Sasha we're talking about.
I would be holding it onto it for him. It's not his fault he doesn't come back.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a very good idea. I think that's probably quite nasty. Is what, my stack would say. Me, on the other hand, yeah, do it.
Well, if you want to try.
Should I hold on to Bivnox's portion?
Oh, is he not coming back?
He's gone for a walkabout. I'm sure he'll find us eventually.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. Then he doesn't need to come see me, and she gives you a bag of 250 gold.
Right, well. Thank you very much.
You make sure he gets that, because he might end up shooting you if he doesn't.
Oh, we can certainly try.
That doesn't sound right. But okay.
Well, off you pop then.
Okay.
So let's head into town and get a cocktail.
Absolutely. Not.
Yeah, so she gives you the name of the street master. I can know in the city, you'll know.
Yeah.
So at least in brief directions how to get there.
Okey-dokey.
And yeah, up to you whether you've been down this street. You probably have, even just looking through the shop window for the books.
Yep. Nose pressed up against the glass.
Longingly. But you know, yeah, there's a Smith's there. There's various sort of magical vendors there.
Okay.
On the far end, there's this cocktail bar.
So,
What are you looking for first? I've got six shops for you to go to.
Well prepared.
okay. Well,
Good use of my Saturday night.
yeah. If we, these are the shops, Sasha. I know you wanted to go and get something done with that monster parts that you have. There is a smith just over there. Shall we meet up at the cocktail bar when we're finished? Because I just don't want to go there. I want to go to the bookshop.
Very well. I'll go with Sasha to the smith.
Okay. And Master
Okay.
will just scurry off to the bookshop.
Okay. So you get pointed out to Scalebane's magical smithy.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and this is quite a live and active place. There's lots of work being done on show. There are a few dwarves around, sort of doing their work, but there's also rows of pre-made weapon and armors and things. You do see at the counter over on the right-hand side, there is a dwarven lady. You presume it's difficult to tell with dwarves. Talking to Jay.
Oh,
You'd see, stood at the counter, talking with this dwarf, a half-elf that looks rather out of place in this region. She's about 6 foot tall, well armored, looks almost like a uniform, but there's no like symbols or anything on it, chainmail. Ginger hair that's got streaks of grey and white throughout it. She's got a kind of distinguished age to her. Pale skin, brown eyes, and has quite an ornately armoured right arm. It's got all these quite nice bronze plated armour on her right arm. She's currently just kind of listening to what this dwarf is saying to her.
do any of us recognise her?
I'm not there.
Okay.
No. This is a new person to you. Just another patron in the shop.
Just start browsing, looking at the shields and the weapons and the armour and things.
Dalen,
Yes, sister.
do you think Bivnox is coming back?
Who knows? He obviously has his own agenda.
Should we split the money between us, since we're going to be leaving?
Well, I think maybe we should hang on to it for a little while at least, see if he does come back. If he doesn't, then it can be used for whatever.
Fair enough.
So then, Miss, you wanted something, your arm needed.
Yes, has not been working properly.
Right, yeah, just pop it down on the table.
Okay. You watch as she reaches up to her right arm. You hear a loud click, and the entire arm comes away. She places it on the counter, leaving only a clean-cut bandage stump for her right arm.
Well, I wasn't expecting that.
If you could, it's quite important.
Right. Dwarven maid, I see.
Yes.
Right, okay, that makes it easier. She picks it up, has a little look around, and you say it's just been acting a bit funny and needs a bit of a tune-up.
Yes. Since I teleported to here, it has not been functioning properly.
Right. Yeah, teleporting can do funny things with non-organics. Don't worry, if you give me an hour or so, I'll get it fixed right up.
Okay. Thank you.
Feel free to browse or watch my my friend's work.
Thank you. And I'll step to the side and start looking through the weapons.
Yes, hello, you two. Are you in the need for anything in particular?
Well, I was curious. We've recently come across these strange creatures that come through one of the portals. I was wondering if anything could be made out of this.
Oh, look at that. This is enormous compared to her. She's sort of almost at full stretch trying to look at this thing. That is magnificent. Try to avoid getting poked in the eye by a horn. What do you want to do with it? I mean, it's made of bone, so of course I can do anything really with it. What did you want?
Well, I mean, sometimes one has to be on the defensive, so some kind of shield, perhaps, because
Shield.
I don't tend to generally wear armor. But I don't know if there's anything else that could be made from it.
Well, I mean, the horns are quite sharp, so you could probably take those off and make throwing darts or javelins or a sword or something from them.
Or perhaps some kind of one-handed sword that I could wield well, using the bone as a shield.
So take the horns off. Use the plate thing as a shield, and turn the horns into long swords.
I mean, yes, that could work.
Or maybe, sister, you could leave 2 of the horns on the shield, so you could stick people with them when they come to attack you.
Sorry,
That's
you
also
had
a good
a
possibility.
rough night.
That could work too.
Any better?
Okay.
I'll look over the mention of that and say,
Oh,
there's something I have seen many times. I can recommend it.
oh God.
Yes,
Yeah, I woke up at
that then, if that's
just gone through
acceptable.
So there's 3 horns on it at the moment.
I woke up.
You want to take the bottom one off and make, I think that one's the shortest one, so I think you'll probably get a short sword out of that.
My brain is programmed to wake up at 10.
But leave the top 2 on so that you can stab with it
Oh, right, I better get back into it.
as a shield.
Yes.
Okay, right. Well, that's 2 things that we'll need to make, and I reckon turning this thing into a shield. Is this too big? This is quite big. I wouldn't be able to use this. You'd probably get away with it though.
I mean, it is quite a large piece.
I could try and take some off the sides.
Maybe a little.
Yeah, all right. Do you want it to be full length so that it's like a tower shield,
Did you just ask for a shield to have a short back and sides?
Yeah. Little bit off the side, sir.
Sorry, I couldn't resist that.
No, I don't think a tower shield. I want to be able to wield it as a weapon itself if it's got to...
Make it shorter then. Just do like a normal round or a square shield,
Yes, but with the spikes on it.
but leave the spikes in the middle. Well, which did you want, round or square?
Surprise me.
Triangle then, all right. Okay. Right, well, I think then we're doing lots of shaping. It'll probably take me, it'll take someone 2 hours, I think, to make the shield, maybe an hour to make the sword. 3 hours work is going to come in as you're providing all the materials.
Oh, we have this as well.
Oh, right, let me take a look at that. Right, the creds. Yeah, okay, no problem. I'll take the 10% off then. So it would be 25 gold an hour, so 75, 67.50. 67 gold and 5 silver.
She'll just hand 70 gold. Don't worry about the rest.
Right, you are. Okay, 3 hours then, and I'll have this made. Is there anything else you want? Because we also do enchantments on weapons.
Well, I mean, I have this great sword, which is already quite nifty, as you can see.
Ooh, what does that do?
Well, it's slightly more sharper than the regular conventional greatsword, so it does a little bit more damage. But I can also reach from a little bit further away, and I'll just go towards where nobody is or no, I don't want to hit anything or anyone.
Yeah.
And I'll just demonstrate.
Right. I see. Very
basically
quickly.
would hit something that's 10 feet away rather than just a standard 5.
Yeah. All right, I see. It's the projecting enchantment. And a +1. That's good. Yeah, we do those. We do projecting. You can upgrade them further. I see this one's going an extra 5 feet, but you can get them to go an extra 10 or 15. Total, not inclusive of the 5. Each of those take time and cost money, of course. But we do all sorts. If you wanted to do blazing or frost or lightning, a blast enchantment, warding, or even a vampiric, they're quite cool too.
I assume these don't stack on top of each other.
Certain of them can, yeah. Others can't. You can't put a blazing and a frost enchantment on. That would be silly.
No frostfire?
No frostfire, I'm afraid. Yeah. You'll have to speak to certain dragons about that.
So is there anything that could be placed on this projecting greatsword?
Well, projecting is one that stacks with other things. You can put most things on. Warding also stacks onto other things.
I'd be interested to know what other enchantments could go on this sword, because it's the best sword I've ever had so far. So if I want to make it better, that would be...
Right. Okay. One second. I see this is going places. Ascalas, can I borrow you for a second? This lovely lady wants this arm to be fixed up. If you wouldn't mind doing it, I was going to do it, but I'm getting involved in this. I'll sort it out, and sort of gives you and then wanders off around the back with your arm. Right. Well, tell you what, come with me. And she walks out from around the counter and then through a door, sort of gesturing you to follow.
Following?
And you walk into a room out the back. This is our sort of demonstration area. So if you're interested in the enchantments, we can actually, show you what they do.
I'd have followed on as well.
Yeah. So, sort of moving from left to right, we've got are basic kind of magical upgrades. So you got +1, +2, +3 weapons. You don't have to go from basic to +3. You can upgrade through as you get more money and want to just fine tune it a bit further. You can do those. The projecting weapons you know a little bit about, but these go an extra 5 feet. These go an extra 10, and these 15. You can also put that on ranged weapons, and a projecting enchantment on a ranged weapon ignores cover completely. So if someone's hiding behind something, you can just still shoot them straight away. It's fine. That's pretty handy, that one, for the ranged folk. Then we've got the blazing enchantments, and she takes off a sword and hands it to you, Sasha. Give that a swing. And as you do, these flames sort of follow the blade as you move it. These, of course, all of these come in 3 stages of enchantment. There's little fire, medium fire, and all the fire, of course.
Otherwise known as the Inniskara.
Oh, I'm in my element at the moment. I'm talking Inniskara in a scalebane shop.
Perfect.
Yeah, so, small, medium, large fire. Of course, each of these do cost progressively more and take longer to do. Well, they cost more because they take longer to do, of course.
Of course.
Right, so that's the fire. Then we've got the frost enchantments. So it puts the fire sword back and picks up a frost sword and gives that to you. These don't do cold damage, but they do slow down your enemies. So in the 3 different stages, they reduce their movement speed a little bit. The middle one halves their movement speed, and the most expensive one zeros their movement speed. They can't move or take reactions. That's really handy to have on things. Yeah, so these ones are about slowing down your enemy, and of course the slowing down lasts until you next attack them. Till the start of your next turn, you might say. Then we've got here. Try this one. Puts the frost sword back. Picks this one up, and she hands it to you. There's a little bit of staticness to it. There's some training dummies over there. Go and hit that one in the middle with that sword. As you strike it, the lightning leaps from the blade, strike the sort of fizzle up the training dummy that you'd hit, and there's 2 training dummies next to it, and the electricity jumps to them too. That one's really good if you're in a crowd because you can hit basically everything in short range. And don't worry, it doesn't hit you. That's my special handiwork, that. So even if you're,
to do with the conductiveness of the handle.
I don't know. I don't know the science behind it. I just found some things that worked.
I think the word you mean is it's a trade secret.
That's right. It's only a new shop. I've only been running this for a few months. Still working the things out, but that's really cool. Yeah, so you can hit things. If you've got allies, however, that stood right next to you, it will hit them. You can't protect them from it. It's just, stops.
Well, everybody I have with me mostly stays at range.
Well, that's
occasionally Taylor and you get in and
that's very good.
Things, but
yeah. So the adjacent creatures take half the damage of the main target, of the lightning damage, not the normal slashing damage. Right, that's that one. Takes that, puts that back. This one has a blast enchantment on. There's let me get this dummy out and get a more portable dummy. It's just got like a cross frame at the bottom, puts that on the floor. Get that. The thing shoots back as you hit it. That one pushes things away from you. So you hit it, they move back. If they hit a wall or, something hard that's behind them, they're going to take extra damage that way.
What if they hit another person?
Well, it'll probably knock them over. The higher you go on the enchantment, the more it pushes them back, the more damage they might take if they hit something, or the more of their friends they might sweep out. Be good.
That would be good for fighting people on a cliff edge, wouldn't it?
Exactly. I mean, if you're fighting lots of people on cliffs all the time, then yeah, go with that.
I can't say it's happened very often.
Well, you never know. The next one is the warding enchantment. And this gives you an extra little boost when you hit something. So if you hit something, it activates a minor shield around the weapon, and it gives you a bonus to your defenses until the start of your next turn. That's quite handy if you're in a long fight and you need to make sure you're not getting hit all that much. That can help to protect you a little bit. And of course, 3 stages go +1, 2, and 3 to your armor class as you use them. That's a good one to stack onto a more aggressive enchantment. So you're getting both goodnesses. The last one, it's the most expensive, and it's, let's say, frowned upon. But I can see you are wise and trustworthy folk, so I'll show it to you. As she puts the warding sword back. This is the vampiric. It drains life from your foes. So you hit things, you take some of their life force. The higher the enchantment, the more damage it does, which means the more health you recover when you do so.
Interesting.
All of these enchantments can be put on any kind of weapon.
That would be good for you, Sasha. Save me having to heal you all the time.
So, what are we thinking? Are we interested?
I am very interested in quite a few of these. It just depends on how much they all cost.
Different prices for different things. I said the vampiric is the most expensive. The projecting and the warding are the cheapest. And the frost, actually. The frost is the same price. The blazing, lightning, and blast are a little bit more expensive. So I suppose we've got 3 tiers.
And how expensive are these things?
Your first level enchantment for things like the projecting are 150 gold. And they go up to 750 and then 3,750. So quite expensive at the top end.
Yes.
But it takes nearly 2 weeks to do. So that's what you're paying for, the time of the...
Of course, I think at the moment, if I do get another enchantment on my weapon, it would have to be the first level one, because I've not yet accumulated as much money as...
That makes sense. And when you get an extra enchantment on your weapon, that means you can go out and fight more baddies and earn more money and then come back and get more upgrades. That's how we like to see it.
So the vampiric one.
The vampiric is 400 for your basic.
And how much energy does that...
It's just a day for the first level.
No, how much...
Oh, I mean, it does, in layman's terms, it does 1d6 necrotic damage, and you recover half of that. And that goes up to 2 and 3d6 as you upgrade it.
Interesting. I quite like that one. I might have to borrow a little bit from Bivnox's stash, because I'm a little bit shy.
Don't know if it's so
Borrow. Yeah. It's a good job my stack's not there, isn't it?
Well, I wouldn't know anyway, because I don't know how much money she's got.
True.
I will... Yes. I think I will go for that one. If that's okay.
Okay, right. Well, you've got to be careful with that.
With the projecting.
It does stack with the projecting, yeah. I'll have to figure out how I do all of this in D&D Beyond.
Does it also stack with the +1?
So it'll be a
Cool.
+1 projecting
Vampiric
Vampiric greatsword.
greatsword.
Love it.
Just hopes no one nicks it.
What was I looking for? Oh, yeah, you're only a little bit short. Okay, well, right, perfect. Okay, you want this on your greatsword. So if you leave that with me, I will make sure the vampiric enchantment gets placed upon it. If you come back tomorrow, I'll have it with you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. You, good sir, did you want anything?
Well, I'm not so much. I mean, I do like getting in and bashing heads occasionally, but I usually end up healing these
Oh, right.
types.
Yeah.
So, do you have any sort of enchantments that maybe could go on my weapon or my shield or my armor, even? Because I do like my armor. That may assist that in any way of helping them not dying? Because that usually seems to be the way it goes.
An enchantment on you that would help your friends to not die. Something maybe I can try and figure out for the future, but at the moment, I've only worked out the enchantments for the weapons. Maybe no, that would never work. Just think, could you possibly shoot someone and heal them? That would be counterproductive, wouldn't it?
I don't really have ranged weapons. I just use this Morning Star.
Right, okay.
To shoot anything from range, I use my divine magic.
Oh, right. I see. I understand. Yeah. Where does your this is a curious thing for me. Where does your divine magic come from? Who's your god?
And I'll just hold up my shield with a big skull on it.
Ah, right. I should have seen that, really, shouldn't I? Vastro, yeah. He's all right. He's no Ocean, though, is he? God of the craft. Okay, well, yeah, I don't think there's anything I can enchant for you to help your friends stay alive. I think you probably get that from your divine magic anyway. I'll never think about it. It's something I could possibly think about and add to my stock.
Yes. I mean, I could always look in the other magical accoutrement shops along the street and see if there's something that can maybe help me to boost magical abilities.
Yeah, worth having a look. Well, if you do need anything Smith-wise doing or any sort of enchantments on weapons, please come back to Scalebane's magical smithy.
One more question before we go. Do you do any protection magic to make it harder for people to hit you?
You can get a warding enchantment on a weapon, but it does require you to hit someone with the weapon to activate.
Okay.
Do they not do like
a passive
armor?
Passive shield enchant or something.
You're right. I'm getting behind myself. Yeah, the basic magical upgrades, the normal +1, 2, 3, that can go onto armor as well, and shields if you wanted to do that.
Fair enough. And how much would that cost?
That's just 200 for your basic.
Okay. I'll consider that.
All right. Good stuff. Well, your friend's coming back tomorrow anyway to collect things.
Yes.
So you've got a day to think about.
That lady at the front there with the arm. I've never seen that before. Is that a mechanical arm or something, or is it magical?
It's yeah, it's not. It's sort of. It is mechanical. It's Smith made mechanical stuff, but that's up to her to to tell you. I couldn't really tell you much.
Fair enough.
It's not my place.
Client confidentiality, I understand.
Yes. You know about this business stuff, don't you?
I've heard. I come from a temple. We have priests there that deal with money and business and things like that. You hear these things.
Right.
And of course, we have to keep a lot of people's secrets.
Absolutely. Okay, right. Well, it was lovely meeting you both. I'll see at least you, maybe you also tomorrow when you come to pick up your weapon and your shield.
Yes, many thanks, brother.
I'm a lady. I know the beard. I know the beard is confusing to you non-bearded folk.
My apologies, sister.
No problem. It's fine. It happens all the time.
The lumpy jumper should have informed me.
Okay.
Come, Sam. Shall we leave?
Yes, I think I have pretty much no money left, so thank you. I will be back tomorrow to collect these things.
See you tomorrow.
As they walk past me, might I borrow your ears for a moment?
Well, they're quite fastened to my head, but I can listen if you have a problem, dear.
I was going to say, unlike your arm, that mine do not detach.
You seem... I apologize if I have misread, but you seem well versed in this land. I am a stranger to Candicia. Perhaps you could help me a little.
And how would you require help, sister?
I am seeking information and, to an extent, work. If you would know of how I may go about finding these things, it would be of great help to me.
Well, we have a friend who is very intellectual. If he can ever get his head out of books, he will be around a bit later on. If you're looking for information, he's probably the person to speak to.
That's
Just a word of warning, he will talk your ears literally quite off. You might have to get them reattached.
I'm aware of such people.
But as for work, well, with Bivnox disappeared, we could use an extra hand ourselves, don't you think, Dalen?
We could always use additional
What
resources.
skills do you have?
I am a well-experienced fighter. This large sword on my back is not for show. I might be a little bit rusty, what with my arm in such the way it is, but I am certainly adept at fighting and somewhat with diplomacy.
Diplomacy we could always use.
I'm very blunt and to the point, so diplomacy is not my strong suit, but...
Well, tell you what, we're meeting our friend at the bar just down the road here in a few hours, once he's got his head out of the bookshop. Maybe join us there?
We might have to drag him out of that bookshop.
Well, it's true. Meet us there and you can ask him your questions.
I feel I'm being maligned.
I
You
appreciate you hearing me out.
What is your name?
You then. Bernia.
Bernia. I am Dalen.
I am Sasha.
Sasha.
It's a pleasure to meet you both, Sasha, Dalen.
Do you want descriptions of our characters? I mean, I don't know if you've listened to this
I've not actually. I've been
So
going in blind.
Dalen's about 7 foot tall, half orc. Looks more full. Is half orc, half what was it? Giant? No, half orc,
Goliath.
half a Goliath. That's it. I forgot myself. And he's built like a body. He's massive, and his face is so ugly. Massive tusks. The sort of face that people cross the road from. But when he talks, he's like you heard, gentle giant type thing.
He's an Goliath.
Yes.
Yeah, Bernia wouldn't be phased by appearance. It's not something the Potter said.
Sasha's about 5'7". She's got long straight hair. She's very well dressed. As you saw, she was wielding a great big great sword and came in carrying a triceratops skull. So you know she's got some muscles to her. She doesn't necessarily look at first sight like somebody who would chop your head off, but
I do know what races you guys are, but I don't know if Bernia would recognize Sasha as not necessarily being human.
she probably have a slight gleam to her more than a regular human would. Sort of almost like a faint glow that's almost imperceptible unless you're quite observant, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. The Asamara are sort of from the northeast of the same continent as you, Bernia, so you've probably seen a few. Whether you've seen enough to instantly recognise it in someone new is up to you.
It's probably gotten me thinking, like, where have I seen that before?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Then I will come and meet you in those hours and speak with your friend. And perhaps you might be able to help me, and perhaps I may find a way to help you.
Very well. We will see you then, sister.
I'll nod and go back to looking at these strangely forged weapons that look very different to what I'm used to.
Although these weapons are all dwarven made, and that is something you would recognise. So maybe just a slightly different twist on what you're used to, but very much dwarven.
Yeah, I think perhaps the magic is a bit more than what I'm used to. So
yeah. Right. So, Mazdak.
Hello.
You were heading to the bookshop.
Correct.
Bolark's Books.
Bolark's Books. Like it. So I will go through the door.
This place is it's the largest building in the street, and not just that it's just extra floors. It's that it looks like it's scaled up. It's just a normal sized building that's just been sort of stretched and scaled up.
Nice.
So this enormous, like 15-foot door on the front of the building, and as you sort of struggle to push it open, you go in, and the bookshelves are just enormously high. But there's wonderful these sliding ladders that go all around. There's sort of a big circle that goes around the whole thing. You can move the ladders around, and there's extra bookshelves, but they all go up 20 feet. And then there's a second floor, and sort of through the center there's a big arch where the second floor is sort of around in a U shape around this large arch in the middle. And down the far end, you see a figure that fits the size of the store. Say, this enormous chap down the end.
Okay, I will. As I step through the door, it's just like, this is the best place I've ever been. I've never actually stood inside this shop before. I've seen it. I've looked through the window, and yeah, literally, because I've never had any money, and now I have lots of money. So my deck is probably a little bit sort of paralysed by choice. It's just like, there are so many books. So I will walk towards this large figure. Excuse me, sir. Could you help assist me in?
Hello.
Hello.
You're tiny, you are.
And you're incredibly large, which is interesting in a sort of a strange dichotomy of we must look quite hilarious.
Yeah.
Hello, my name's Mazdak. I have recently come into some money and would like to peruse your books, if I may.
Books are good.
Books are marvellous and excellent. I have some, and he sort of reaches into his bag and pulls out my special book. So this is my book that I write in and record all of the interesting things that occasionally happen to me. And then I have some spell books, but only 2. So I would like, if I may, because these are nearly full. So
Yeah.
I would like to do you have any spell books that were perhaps for someone of my abilities? I'm studying to be a wizard, you see.
Oh. What you're studying, how advanced?
Well, I've made... Well, it's tricky because I haven't actually done any studying yet. I have been to the library many, many times and looked at lots of interesting books, but no formal studying or classes have actually taken place yet.
What's the best spell you can do?
Well, I have many spells. I have things like magic missile. I have mage armor, which is all very good. I have shield. And I have grease. That's really good. I like that one. It makes people fall over. It's very fun.
Yeah.
And I have I could do an armor that's very cold, which is also good. And also there is one that I can cast, and tentacles come out of the ground, and
Yeah.
that's very good. But there are many things that I can do. I just have to look in my books. So I was wondering if there are any other books that I could possibly do. I'm quite good at identifying things too. I can look at things and cast, and it will allow me to figure out what these things are.
Yeah, that's cool. That's helpful. What sort of thing do you want? Like defensive, attacking,
Well,
general?
kind of a general purpose, I think. I don't tend to do much attacking. I have a couple of attacking spells, but not very many.
Well, I can do. I'll sell them by the scroll.
Right.
And depending on, how powerful the scroll is that you want, they're different prices. He speaks very slowly, clearly. It could be very in stark contrast to you.
I see.
So
I could, theoretically, if I wanted to, I could copy from the scroll into my book. And
you can do that.
And learn it that way. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
How do you want to do this mechanically, Martin? Do you want me to look at my spells that I
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. How do wizards work?
Well, I'm wizard and warlock, so
Yeah, yeah. Um,
I mean,
you're right.
I
I'm
can
only thinking wizard.
I can swap out spells. By spending some time to copy it from my
Yeah.
spell book.
Yeah. I kind of I haven't like prepared a list of scrolls that he's got available, so it's just kind of what do you want? How high do you want to go? We can pick high level scrolls so that maybe you could copy them in the future or just use them once.
Okay. I should have perhaps been looking at spells while you were doing.
I feel the same.
Yeah.
I should have done a little bit more.
Okay.
Do you want to have a think, and we can go to
Sure.
what the others are up to?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Bernie, were you just waiting at Scalebane's for your arm?
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Were you? So it's a new name. I realise.
Yeah.
You're not tuned in to react to
especially
it.
as I kind of changed the name of this
You
character
changed it
like
in the
5 days ago.
Yes. I will try and avoid calling you Merwin.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
So, yeah, were you just waiting at Scalebane's for your arm to be done?
Yeah, I'm just waiting to Scalebane's, get my arm, and then I'll go to where I'm going to be meeting these new people.
Yeah. It's only an extra sort of 15 or 20 minutes after the other two have sort of come out, talked to you, and then left. Right, your arm's done.
Oh, thank you.
Give it a try.
I'll attach it and try and flex the fingers a little bit.
Yep, it feels pretty good.
Take my sword into my hands, and it seems to be working very well, thank you.
Great. You can go into the back room and have a swing if you wanted.
That is fine. I have had many years of swinging that sword. It is
Right.
much okay.
Cool. Okay. I don't know where my mum's gone. But she told me. She told me to tell you it's this one's on the house.
Oh,
I'm just training. It was good practice for me.
thank you, but you have done good work, and I'll place 2 gold coins on the counter for him.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you.
You have done a kindness for me.
If you wanted any more work done, wanted to buy any more equipment or get any enchantments done, please come back.
I will certainly return here. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll head out and go find this bar that those two talked about to meet up with them.
Yeah, you can see it. It's the only place with tables outside.
Yeah. And I'll head in and find somewhere to sit. We'll see if they're already in there.
Are you already in there?
No, I was going to go into one of the other magical item shops to see if I can find something that will fit my requirements.
Okay, so you've got 3 other places. You've got you've been in Scalebane's obviously, and Mazdak is in Bolak's books. You've got the Cirrus, which is the bar that you're going to head to. You've then got Warvan's Exciting Wand Emporium.
I'll give that a miss.
Okay. You've got Pulsar Plus. And that's got signs on the outside saying sort of buy and sell. It's a trading sort of place, so they
Okay.
might have different things. And then you've got, when you name something and it just makes you chuckle. If you wanted to get any, vials with liquid in that you can drink, you'd go to Potions 11.
Potions. Take an inspiration point, if you could. So I'll go to the Pulsar Plus then. I think that's the one.
Okay, right, let's go to...
I'd just be following Dalen along at this point, just being nosy.
Yeah. Okay. So, who have we got here? Who are these people? Okay, so you're wondering, it's like inside it's very small. The counter is only sort of 6 foot from the door. There's nothing on the walls other than decorative stuff. But there's a woman stood there. Hello, welcome. Come on in.
Thank you, sister. I wonder if you can help me.
Mm.
I'm looking to maybe purchase some magical item that could assist to either boost my ability to keep people alive or to protect or something. I don't know. I'm new to this magical thing.
Right, well, yes. Well, we do tend to have lots of things in and out all the time, so it's worth checking back. We've got 6 things in stock at the moment. These are all very, very good items, ranging in price. I don't think you're after the Hat of Wizardry.
No, that's
you.
something
That will sell quickly around here, though. Braces of Archery, not really your thing either. No. How about the Lantern of Revealing?
What will it reveal?
Invisible people.
No, I don't think that's anything for me.
Okay. Well, you never know. You may have been surrounded by invisible people your whole life, but you never knew. You could never see them.
That may be so.
Fair.
We do have a Ring of Protection. That's always handy.
That's maybe something I could be interested in.
Okay. Another ring, a Ring of Regeneration.
That's always interesting, but I am, shall we say, able to heal.
Okay.
So
Can you regrow limbs, though? Because the Ring of Protection can do that.
I see. I've just met a young lady that might be interested in that.
Well, if she has 2,000 gold, she can come and buy it.
Okay. I'll let her know. I certainly don't have 2,000 gold, so we'll move on from that one.
Well, the last item is even is 10 times more expensive than that.
I see. So this Ring of Protection, how much is that?
250.
I see. So I could get a warding put on my shield at the Smiths for 200, or a Ring of Protection, which does effectively the same thing.
Plus saving throws.
Sorry?
Ring of Protection also has saving throws.
I think you'll find that a Ring of Protection is far more valuable than an enchantment of warding. The Ring of Protection works all the time. Does not require activation at any given point.
I see. Okay. Do you accept this? And I'll get Sasha to show him the discount card. The discount card.
They hand those things out to everybody. Okay, fine. We must abide by the council's rules. Fine, that'll be a 10% discount. So 225 for
I'll
the
take
ring.
Protection then. Thank you.
Excellent. Right. Do you want it gift wrapped?
No, I'll just put it on. Thank you.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. And then she turns around and goes, Fenton! Get the ring! And then, obviously, Fenton comes wandering through. He's shorter than her, a bit scraggly.
Bit furry.
Yes, dear. Here's the ring. popped it in an envelope. For you, sir.
Thank you very much. And I'll give it 225 gold.
Thank you very much. Please check back regularly. We have stock in and out all of the time.
Will do. Thank you. So is that just a normal ring of protection?
That is just a ring of protection, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to look at, Sasha?
I don't think so. Though we might want to mention to Mazdak about the hat if he hasn't already spent all his money on books.
Yes.
Mazdak is just about to spend all of his money on books. Or scrolls, at least.
Okay. So, have you...
I have.
Okay.
Okay, so I was thinking of perhaps some extra movement type of spells. Things like
Okay.
I believe it's called Misty Step, where you can.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was quite entertaining. I've read about that one, and Dimension Door is also another thing that I would particularly enjoy, I think. And, of course, the classic invisibility.
Right.
All the get the fuck away from me spells.
Yeah.
Good spell. There we go. Right. What? There we go. What level are these?
That's a very good...
Misty Step is second.
Yeah, hold on. We got...
Dimension Door is fourth.
Yeah, invisibility second.
Right.
And depending on price, I was going to go with... I got a few more. If he's got them. Hold Person, which is second. Magic Circle, which is third. And Vampiric Touch, which is also third.
Right.
So, obviously, depending on availability and price.
What was the last one? Vampiric Touch. Just so I can. And Vampiric Touch was third as well,
Yeah.
did you say? So and say finger in the air, that seems fine. Alright, so
Those were the kind of things I was looking for. I don't know if you have any of these type of things. Also, do you sell blank books? Because my books are getting quite full.
yeah, of course.
Perfect.
You've got plenty of those. So a blank book will be like 5 gold for a nice one. Do you just want the one?
I think for now, yes. I can always come back and visit again, because this place is wonderful.
I get a lot of repeat customers.
I'm not surprised. It is absolutely the best place.
So your second level spells, Misty Step, Invisibility, Hold Person, they're about 50 gold each.
Okay. And the third level spells?
They go to 150.
I see. Okay.
And Dimension Door would be 400.
Right, I see. Okay, then. Mazdak sort of checks his money because obviously he's. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
So, I think I would. If I may, could I have magic circle, please? Invisibility and misty step.
Sure.
And could I also?
Did somebody cast Hold Person on you?
I do apologise. I was just trying to work out how much money I have left to spend. So I also have this discount card from the council. So
Yeah.
so I was just trying to work out if I could then afford, because that's 250. Could I take Vampiric Touch as well, perhaps?
So that would be 400 minus your discount for 360.
That sounds perfect.
Okay.
Oh, and
Do
the
you
blank book as well. So
And a blank book. Do you want the new spells in the book? No, you're gonna
I can transfer.
You need to do that.
And I will bamf my quill in the air because I have magic.
Oh, that's cool.
So I can copy using my quill, and that would be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Nice. Yeah, here you go. And he reaches round and just sort of waves his hand across the sort of left hand side of the store from his perspective, and like things just float to him. Things just sort of slip themselves off of random shelves, but like in a way that the ladder moves around,
Right.
and then something comes out of the shelf, and then it moves down the ladder as if there's maybe a lantern of revealing would show something up.
Maybe so.
That's just two things I've randomly just put together. Yeah, and eventually these 4 scrolls make their way over to Bolark. Here you go. It's been a pleasure. I do hope you come back.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And I will gather my scrolls, put them in my bag, and.
So was it invisibility, dimension door, misty step?
No.
Oh.
Hold person, invisibility, misty step, magic circle, and vampiric touch.
Did you get hold?
Sorry, no, not hold person.
No
Sorry,
hold person.
apologies.
Yeah.
Invisibility, misty step, magic circle, vampiric touch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Concur.
So that's 2 of those. And 2 of those. Okay, I will make my way along the street, completely out of money now, so spent it all in the bookshop.
Standard. Okay, so I think the 4 of you are converging on the Cirrus.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, excellent. So I think we'll take a break just quickly. That seems a good spot to
Okey-dokey.
break.
Right, okay, we will be back very shortly. Enjoy your break. and welcome back. We jump straight back into our exciting and maddening shopping experience that is the shopping experience. So I'll hand you back over to Martin.
So, people have been off and done the things that they wanted to do, and you're all four of you now convening at the Cirrus, the bar on the street.
Can I ask a question? What
You
are
can.
your rules for attunement? Because that ring of protection requires attunement.
Yeah, short rest for a basic thing like that. So yeah, sitting down and having a drink over lunch, yeah, you can get that done.
Cool.
So as you head to the Cirrus, this place is odd looking. There's just everything there. It seems like the owners has just gone round like antique stores and just bought the most random things. There's like a giant stuffed monkey on the bar, and there's like a Ferris wheel on the wall, like a model Ferris wheel. Very strange things. The artwork are all odd things. There's a banana captain in a boat and things. It's just weird and quirky.
A bit like a 90s inner city pub.
Yeah. This is obviously very strange to Bernia.
If I'm the first one there, I'm just gonna go in and go to the bar and do. Is there a barkeep?
There's a lady behind the bar. It's got the same sort of slight, not quite humanish look as Sasha. And she says, "Oh, good morning, afternoon, whatever. Welcome." She's just got this multicolored coat on.
I say kind of under my breath, just when I thought Candicia couldn't get any weirder. Could I get an ale?
An ale. So, yeah, we do ales, but we can do wines and spirits and things. We could also do, if you're interested, an all-you-can-drink. So you just pay one price and keep filling your drinks up.
Could I just get a mug of, if you have it, the Valayan ale?
The what ale?
Valayan.
Valayan ale. Right. Yep. Okay. Go take a seat. It'll be with you in a second.
Thank you. And I'll just kind of walk over to a table, and probably the most normal-looking table I can find.
Yeah. It's the most normal you can find is a table up against the wall. It is a square table, not all of them are. But on the wall is a painting of what you can only assume is a carrot dispenser.
I do my best to ignore it and just kind of sit and look and hope that these people I spoke to turn up.
As you walked towards the table, it looked empty, and as you sit down, there's a tankard, a glass tankard, empty on the table. As you sit down, suddenly above the glass tankard appears a cloud, and it begins to rain. It rains ale into your glass, and then disappears when it's full.
Amazing.
That's so cool.
Wizards.
This place is named the Cirrus after the cloud type.
I will kind of carefully take the glass tankard, trying not to scratch it with my my mechanical arm and just kind of sniff the ale to see if it's okay.
If you want to make some sort of check, feel free, but it either investigation or
Investigation 11.
smells like ale.
I'll kind of carefully sip it just to get the taste.
It's gorgeous. It's just the right temperature. There's the right level of the head on the beer.
I'll
Perfect.
relax a bit and just kind of drink from it whilst waiting.
And that would probably have... no, you guys were quite a long time. Mazdak, you're probably... Oh, actually, we probably got this in the wrong order. Mazdak, you're next.
So I walk into the bar, look around for Sasha and Dalen. Not seeing them, I will walk up to the bar. Mazdak hasn't been in here before. As an employee of the Bookend, it's probably a rival establishment. So he's just sort of very carefully looking around, make sure he doesn't know anybody in here. And just walk up to the bar. Hello. Could I have a glass of... I know you do cocktails and things here. Do you have anything sort of non-alcoholic?
Non-alcoholic, right? Yeah, we can do water.
Excellent. Some water would be absolutely perfect. Thank you.
Right, perfect. Go take a seat anywhere you like.
Okay, I
It'll
will
be with you shortly.
look around. Are there any empty tables?
There's a couple of empty tables, yeah.
I will go towards the nearest empty table so that I can look to the door to wait for my friends.
Okay, the excuse me. The table that you find is hexagonal,
Okay.
and in sort of the middle-ish of the room, not against the wall.
Sure. Okay, I will sit and wait for my friends. All the while, sort of, to take the scrolls out that I've just bought and do that thing, where you go and sit and have a coffee somewhere and you look at all the things you've bought. So I'm just looking at all of these scrolls, and my quill is sort of floating beside my head. So I'm just sort of get my books out and spread them on the table and start looking at things.
So this large hexagonal table is now covered in books and scrolls.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Whilst you were doing that, a cloud appeared above a glass that you didn't know was there, and just rained fresh water.
I doubt Mazdak even noticed. Probably he was
Maybe not.
on scroll.
No. Well, his arm will just go out automatically and pick up his drink, so he can drink it and put it back again.
Occasionally, whether you notice or not, but your glass refills by itself. Whether you notice the cloud or not.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's fantastic and I love it, but Mazdak just has no idea it's there.
So, Dalen and Sasha.
Okay. Wander into the bar. See Mazdak head down, buried in books.
I'm gonna cast a look around for Bernia.
What level spell was that?
Cast. Look around at 3rd level.
6th level.
Wow. Burning those high level spell slots, huh?
So yeah, you walk in. There's a few people sat at various tables. It's not difficult to spot. Both Mazdak and Bernia sat at different tables.
Is there room around Mazdak's table for us?
Yeah.
Well,
There are chairs there.
there are chairs, yeah.
I'm going to go and get a drink because I got a feeling that once he's finished taking his head out of those scrolls, he's going to talk our ears off about them.
They said something here, a cocktail. I don't know what this is, but I would be interesting to try.
Basically a drink where they put lots of different ingredients in it to try and make it taste sickly sweet.
Very well. Would you mind getting me one, and I will go and find our friend over there?
Of course.
Thank you. I'll head over to where Bernier is.
Okay, something that makes sense. Hello, Dalen, it was.
Greetings, sister. Our friend is over there with all the books, if you'd care to join us.
Certainly.
And you can ask your questions, but be prepared for a long answer.
I have dealt with the bookish sort before.
Very well. Follow me.
I'll stand up and bring my glass tankard with me.
I'm going to head over to the bar.
Hello.
Good day.
What can I get you?
My friend wants to try one of your cocktails, but I don't really have any idea about that. So,
Okay.
your most popular, I suppose?
Who's your friend? Which one?
The tall one.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know just what to get for him. What do you want?
A beer and a shot, please.
Beer and a shot. A shot of what?
Whatever you think I'd like.
Okay, right. Yeah.
You seem like the kind who would make an assumption about that kind of thing.
I know. Just the thing.
I'm looking forward to it.
So, go take a seat. Your drinks will be with you shortly.
Oh, I've got this as well. Don't know if it makes any difference.
The
10% voucher thingy.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. They only work in the vendor shops, not.
Well, it was worth a try. Okay, how much is that then?
That will be $4.50. So you go and which table are you all congregating around?
The big hexagonal one that Mazdak's on.
So as they approach, I'll just say, "I'm sorry, these seats are." Oh, Dalen, hello.
Hello, Mazdak. I see you found some books.
Yes, there's a wonderful shop, Bolak's Books, which is just amazing. I've never been in there before, but it's superb. The floor-to-ceiling bookshelves and everything is so much bigger. And Bolak himself is enormous, taller even than you. And he's very helpful. And I got some scrolls. I got one of Scroll of Invisibility, which will obviously turn me or somebody else invisible, which is really good. I got a Misty Step, which means I can move from one place to another place very fast, so nobody can see. Theoretically, I could combine the two, go invisible, and then Misty Step away. That would be very good. Then nobody would know wherever I was. It would be very funny. Also, there are some others that I have yet to decipher exactly what they'll do, but I think I can cast a sort of magic circle of protection so that we could all stand in it and not be attacked by things. Or I could cast it around an enemy and we could all stand outside. And either way, we will be protected from many things. And oh, you have a new friend. Hello, my name's Mazdak.
I turn to Dalen and say, I see what you mean.
Really?
Hello,
This
Mazdak.
is Berna. She
Berna,
has
hello.
questions she would like to ask.
Certainly.
She's looking for information, and you're good at information.
Why, thank you, Dalen. Yes, I think I am. Certainly. Sorry.
Let us sit down before you start.
Bernia. Oh, yes, sorry. And I'll
Take a seat.
start moving books and scrolls and put stuff in my bags.
And yes.
I'll sort of dawdle over to the table because I can see that Mazdak's being quite animated and I'm just sort of delaying the inevitable.
Mazdak gets a bad rep.
Yes. Your friend said that you might be able to help me a little.
I can certainly try. What is it? What sort of information are you looking for? I know quite a lot of interesting things, but if I don't know, we can always go to the library because I'm allowed in there now because I have a pass, and I can look anything up. You see, because
Not much one for books, so you may be able to help me there. But I'm looking for a person.
a person, certainly.
And I
Okay.
don't have much information.
Do you have a
to try and
name
find
for this
them.
person?
No.
No.
I don't have a name. I only have a vague description.
Okay. You do understand that when you're looking for things, it's probably best to have as much information about them as possible.
Very aware, but
Without a name, it's going to be very difficult to track this person down. Unless, of course, they have an interesting scar or some sort of feature that could be noticeable.
Generally quite hard to find someone that left before you were born.
Okay. So this vague description that you have...
I'm looking for an elf
Ah.
who would partially resemble myself. He is my father.
Okay.
And
I'm not really sure that I'm going to be able to help. I don't really know very many elves, apart from the ones that go into the magic schools, of course.
maybe I think he might be some follower of Nagala.
Nagala. Presuming I would know that name.
The god of nature, yeah.
Ah, I see. So Nagala, the god of nature. So I can't remember if there is a temple in town. I think there is. Not sure I would have ever been, because gods are just a poor substitute for knowledge, really, aren't they? But yes, no offence intended. Of course, your father is, I'm sure, a very clever person that would follow a god just for information, not for any religious mumbo jumbo, as it were.
I would not know. I have not met him.
Okay. And do you know where he went when he left?
As far as I can tell, Canticia is my best bet.
Okay.
I could not get into the elven lands as they are insular. And
I see.
seeing as he saw fit to travel out of them, I would assume that he would not stay there.
Okay, so Canticia, possibly, I mean, Canticia is quite large, but I don't recall seeing any elves on our recent travels, certainly. Have I met any elves in the city whilst living here that
you
would
certainly
resemble...
Oh God, whether you could backdate a face that you saw at some point,
unlikely.
a relative of this person, impossible to tell. But you definitely have seen a few elves. They're not the most numerous race in the city, but there are definitely elves here.
So, the first thing I would do is, for information, is seek out the temple, see if they are there, and if they are, then fantastic! You've scored your first tracking quest. Hurrah! I don't think I'm going to be able to help any further, although I have met a lot. Well, I say a lot, a few elves. They were generally students who don't really talk to me, and I don't really recall all of their faces, and certainly nobody that looked like you. I think it was too long ago to really know that. So I don't think I can actually help.
Reasonable, but at least the knowledge that there is a temple of Nagala here.
Oh, yes. I mean, there are plenty. I'm making this up, DM, so stop me if I get it wrong.
There is a temple here, yeah.
There are various temples to various gods in the city. I'm not really partial to gods myself, obviously, being a student of knowledge. But
I only
yes.
really know of two of them, Nagala and trying to remember the name of the one in Valaya. It's one of the trade gods.
So, the trade god. Oh god, where's my document? The Ocean. That's.
Oh, what I could do? Oh, I don't know how to find her. I don't think. I do know an elf called Nimrilan. She's very powerful and wise. I don't know how to find her though. I haven't seen her in a while. For DM's information, this is the woman that gave me my access to the library.
So, to confirm, you're looking for your father.
Indeed.
You have no name and no description.
I
And
understand it is a fool's errand.
I think very much so. Unless you randomly encounter a male elf of the right sort of age and say, "Hello, are you my daddy?"
Oh, I mean, you could, in theory, ask every elf that we came across. I will note that down.
That would be rude, and considering that it has been 46 years, unlikely. But
My quill is writing in my blank book all the
a little bit
details.
Suspicious of this quill.
Oh, it's completely by itself. It's moving by
Yeah,
itself.
that's
and writing.
why I'm suspicious of it. But yes. But beyond that, I have come to this land for, let's say, reinvention. Above all. So, I think if I am to find my father, then traveling around and doing good may lead to that.
You did mention that you were looking for work. We are on a job, but we will be leaving Candicia to do this job.
Oh yes, of course. We need to go. Should we go now? I think I'm ready. I've got all of my things.
Leaving tomorrow because Sasha is having some work done on her sword.
Oh.
And she needs to pick it up in the morning. So what we'll do is we'll stay the night here. And then tomorrow we will pick up her sword in the morning and leave.
Right, I just sort of look at Sasha and notice for the first time her sword is missing. Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. The sword. I thought you were getting a shield made out of that big head
Oh, I am.
thing. Oh, okay,
But
interesting.
I was tempted by an extra enchantment for my.
Enchantments.
Great.
Oh, that's interesting. What kind of enchantment have you got?
It's one that will. And I sort of go a bit quieter because I know that the guy from the blacksmith was it drains the life energy from people I strike with it and gives it to me.
Oh, that's interesting. I can do that. I have a scroll. Get my scrolls all back out of my bag. So, look, this one does exactly that. I can touch somebody and they take damage, and then I get that as healing. Is that what you were describing? Yes.
Yes.
Marvelous. So we can both do this.
Well,
We are magical acquaintances.
Mine will work every time I strike a foe with my sword. So.
Well, mine will work every time. Once I have transcribed it into my book, you see.
There we go then.
And I'll start putting the scrolls back in my bag.
So, what cocktail arrives for me then?
So, yeah, before that sort of conversation had gone on, the two of you had sat down. No, not at all. Sasha, in front of you appears a large glass tankard that rains beer, and then a shot glass next to it with a tiny little cloud.
Love this.
I will look at it bemused, but you know.
It's a clear liquid that falls in.
As soon as it stops raining, I'm going to take that shot and down it.
This is unmistakably Armenian vodka.
Smooth.
Very, very homely to you. And for Dalen is a very large sort of shaped glass that fills up with a dark black liquid. The cocktail itself is the name of it is written on the side of the glass, so that people know this is Burvian Moonlight.
Okay.
I got the recommendation of the barkeep, so I hope you like it.
Thank you, Sasha. This will be interesting, and I'll take a sip.
It's a very deep and rich flavour. It's a brandy. It's brandy base, but there's sweetness and bitterness in there as well. It's very nice.
That was a good choice.
That's clever. How did they get those clouds to do that? Mine didn't do that.
They probably did, but you probably had your nose in your scrolls.
Why would I put my nose in my scrolls? I was reading them. That makes no sense. Sasha, you don't read with your nose, you read with your eyes. I know it's difficult for those persons of you that don't like books.
I pick up my glass and drink.
I mean, you have your nose in your glass, but you're not using it to drink your drink.
Drink.
It is quite amazing, though, isn't it? These little clouds. They're very, very.
It's very clever. I quite like
very
it.
entertaining.
Yes, Candicia is very interesting.
It's the most magical place in the world.
I do not doubt that.
It's a magical place.
Stop it.
I'm not quite used to this.
We're not
amount
going
of
to
magic.
Jeff Roy's. That's not happening.
I can't remember. Do we have anywhere to stay? Were we staying at the Mage Council or?
No, we were. The last time you stayed in the bookend.
I
right. Went home.
Yes. So we'll probably end up staying there again tonight, I think.
Yeah, there are other places, but yeah, you could go back to the bookend.
Then Mazda can go and visit his mummy.
Okay.
But if you are open to it, I would like to help you in whatever you are trying to accomplish.
Certainly. What we could do, because obviously we are paid by the council, we have a day rate. I can't remember what that is. Sasha probably knows. Bivnox negotiated it, but he's not here yet. So we I'm sure that if Bivnox is not coming, then you could take his place. Do you do a lot of hunting?
A long time ago, maybe, yes.
As this relative stranger, is wanting to join our party, as she's talking, I'd like to sort of have almost a rolling insight check on her to see her intentions and all the rest of it. See if we think she's going to be a good, helpful usage in the company. It's not there for some nefarious reason.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you've got pretty good passive insight.
Yeah.
But make a roll for it as well.
That's 16, same as my passive.
Yeah. Sasha? Sorry, not Sasha. I've got different names to remember now. Bernia, how open and honest have you been?
And is very open and honest about things. She doesn't seem to be much of a liar or particularly deceitful. She does seem very on edge because everything around her is very, very strange.
Fair enough.
You've detected no deceit from her.
Okay, good. Well, sister, if you wish to join us, I have no doubt that your arm, which is still, and he looks at it with sort of bemusement, will come in handy.
Indeed, it is. Despite my newness with it, my old skill will not be too diminished.
What happened to your arm?
Bernie just kind of freezes for a moment.
It's interesting. It's very pretty. I do like it quite a lot. Is it magical? Can you cast spells with it?
No.
Does it assist you in battle?
It just allows me to. Sorry.
That's okay. Sometimes explaining things is quite difficult.
Not. I lost it in war.
Right.
And this arm is to replace it.
Ah, I see. So you were in a war, and you lost.
I'll kind of extend the arm and show that there's no flesh inside.
That's so clever. I like the way it attaches there. It's very good. Is it? And all the while, the quill is writing.
I'd probably say, because Dalen seems to be watching me, there is an undercurrent of panic now that the topic has turned to Bernia's arm, and particularly when she was asked as to how she got it.
That's interesting. Does it? Who made it? Was it Elven made, or did someone else make it?
Dwarven made, an old friend of mine.
Excellent. What was his name?
Danvir.
Danvir. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know anybody called Danvir. I don't think I've ever come across somebody called Danvir. Dwarves are quite common, though. There are quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a smithy down the road which has got lots of interesting dwarves. They make all sorts of interesting magical things.
Yes, they repaired my arm for me. It is
yeah.
where I met your friends Dalen and Sasha.
Ah, right. So you were shopping as well as them. I see. Okay, that's interesting.
Getting it fixed. But
perfect.
So we have a plan.
We do?
Leave? Yes, we leave in the morning. Remember.
Okay.
Shall we go back to the bookend and stay there this evening? Then maybe you can visit your family.
Absolutely.
Maybe we need to fill in Bernia with what it is that we're doing. Though we might need to get permission to take another body on by Lucrezia.
That I can understand.
Well, you see, Lucrezia works for the Mage Council, and she is the one that is liaising with us. So we essentially work for her. But the Grand Master, Stanyard, we met with him, and it's his task that we're actually doing. See, we've got to go to the Dragonlands, and we have to find a Dragonborn, which is interesting. There's not very many of those around, but we have to be very polite and very respectful of the dragons once we get there, because each town has its own dragon, I understand, or something like that. But dragons are inherently magical, which is wonderful.
Okay.
Just let that sink in.
Are you okay? You seem a little bit slow.
Yes.
Are you? Do you think like Sasha? Does it have to take a while for thoughts to form? Should I speak more slowly like I do with Sasha when she
would-
doesn't understand things.
That would help. You speak very fast, and
I do. It's normally because I have a lot of information to impart, which is
The-
very, very important.
your dialect is one I am still adjusting to.
Do I have a
Maybe
dialect?
you
I suppose I do.
Maybe you should describe how you look, because
Yes, of course. Mazdak is 3 feet tall. He has sort of silvery green skin. He's completely bald. He has elf-like swept back pointed ears and a large goblinoid nose in the middle of his face. His piercing blue eyes. And that's about that. He appears to be quite young, but he's and obviously his main feature is he talks a lot.
Yes, speaking slower may help me.
Well, I shall certainly try and remember that. Sorry, I will try to remember that you and Sasha are not able to completely keep up with what I'm saying all of the time. So I will try my very best to try and slow down. But if I do to speak too quickly,
But I do
then
admit that this is my first time away from home. So if I am ignorant, then please take patience with me.
Certainly, education is one of my most amazing things that happens ever. So I will quite happily teach you how to do things in Cantesian style.
Perhaps.
Brother Mazdak,
Definitely.
do you have any money left?
I have some money, yes. How much money do I have? And he just pulls his coin purse out, plonks it on the table.
I'm asking because in one of the shops we visited earlier, they had a hat of wizardry. And I thought that might be something you would like.
I have 12 gold and 4 silver.
I don't think that'll do.
No? Oh, okay.
I think
A
it'll
hat of
probably
wizardry.
Yes. I don't know what it does, but
Sounds interesting.
we immediately thought of you when we saw it.
That's very flattering, thank you. Although I am not a full wizard yet, I have yet to start actually any classes. But I've been
If
to
you
the
had a
library.
hat that would make you look like a wizard, maybe you'd feel more like a wizard.
Well, I actually do feel like a wizard because I have many spells, and I've just got some new spells, so that's always good. But yes, a hat would be.
I need another
interesting.
drink.
A hat would be quite interesting. Where was this hat, you say?
It was in the shop just down the road. The
Oh,
the Pulsar.
Ah, the Pulsar. Yes, I've not actually been in there, but they have interesting trinkets and bits and pieces
They
in there,
do.
I feel.
Yes.
Did you buy anything?
Yes, I bought this ring.
That's very pretty. Well, may I have a look at it?
Of course. And I'll give it to him.
And I will cast Identify on it.
It's a ring of protection.
Ooh, that's interesting. A ring of protection.
Yes.
Absolutely, first class. Well done. I'll give it back.
I couldn't find anything that would amplify my ability to keep you alive, so I thought if I find something that'll help protect me, then I can stay alive longer to keep you alive.
Absolutely. Keeping everybody alive is a very good and noble calling.
Yes. Until, of course, it's time for you to go
Go where?
to death.
To death. Well, I'm trying to avoid that, I think. Possibly when I'm, a little bit more experienced, I should technically be able to be completely immortal.
Sasha starts muttering under her breath and Celestial about if Mazdak wants to reach that point, he better stop insulting her.
That's an interesting language. Do you? And I will cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
So, That's
As
interesting.
you say that, Sasha, Dalen will have a wry smile because he does understand Celestial.
Okay. So for the next hour, I also understand Celestial.
Sasha, you were going to the bar to get another drink.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, hey! You want another?
I think I'm going to need something a lot stronger.
Okay. Like what? More vodka?
Do you have anything stronger?
Stronger than vodka? Not really. That's kind of in the bracket of strong spirits. I mean, whiskey? Do you want the gulping stuff? Or the sipping stuff?
Give me a big glass of the goblin stuff.
Okay. Hey, she says as she just grabs a bottle. Have you been back home recently? Because she's got you can tell definitely that she's ASMR.
I haven't been home for many years now.
Things are getting a bit tense over there. She starts pouring. Brink of civil war, they say. So pass over.
Would not surprise me.
Mm,
No, it's been 3 years since I was last there.
3 years. I make back from time to time.
But
It's
I
quite
only went
easy
back
from
for my sister.
right. Well, if you've still got family there, it might be worth checking to see if they're okay. All the big houses are getting a bit funny with each other.
Does this person know my family?
Just that was a generic statement of the
Okay.
big houses. I mean, that's very normal amongst your people to talk about the big houses.
What have you heard?
I don't know. It's the you know what it's like. They've all been spending so much time and money making sure that they're safe that they've inadvertently created armies, and now there's like a dozen different armies in the country, and anything could set it off.
Do you know much about Lord Lawton?
Lawton,
That's where I hail from.
I've been from time to time, but I'm from Onan, the capital.
I spent some time there. Well, thank you. I will write to my sister, I think.
Might be a good idea.
Me and my mother do not necessarily see eye to eye.
I hear that a lot as a barkeep.
Well, I wasn't the perfect little princess my sister was, but
Me neither. Anyway, this is on the house, darling.
much appreciated. And I will head back to the table with this big glass.
Yeah, it's half a pint of whiskey she's come back with.
And as you come back, you could. So, what I think I should do is I should go back and visit my family before we head out tomorrow morning. Where shall we meet up before we leave?
Meet up in the bookend
Okay, sure,
for breakfast, and then
absolutely.
we can from there.
I'll need to collect my things in the morning.
Yes. So we meet in the bookend, and we'll go to the Smiths, and then we'll head.
Well, we were going to get a teleport from.
Yeah.
Yes. We should definitely do that.
Yeah, you can get to Lubria, which is sort of on the border, but you have to make your own way from there.
Do you need to check and make sure that the people you're doing this work for are okay with me tagging along?
I'm sure it'll
Yeah.
be fine.
I think we'll speak to them in the morning when we go to the Mage Tower for the teleport.
Okay.
What kind
So,
of time is it at the moment?
it's getting into the evening.
Okay.
Right. I will. Mastak sort of gathering all of his bits and pieces. So I will go and see my family, and I will see you all at the bookend in the morning. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you
We'll see
remember
you.
how to get to the bookend?
Yes.
Okay. So, Sasha, Bernia, the Dalen remembers how to get to the bookend, which is where you will be staying, and I will meet you there tomorrow. Good night. Have a wonderful evening. And Mazdak just disappears out the door.
I have never met someone who stretches my patience as much as he does.
Oh,
Sasha immediately downs the half a pint of whiskey.
Poor Mazdak.
oh, Mastak.
He's
That's-
lucky I haven't throttled him yet.
That is a bit much.
Oh,
Oh, poor Mazda.
You can't throttle Mazdak.
He's too small.
Yeah.
I could do it one-handed.
Yeah, probably. But he's lovely. What? Oh, you're mean.
Just been insulting my intelligence the entirety of the evening.
Yeah, but you're not very intelligent
I'm not unintelligent.
compared to
I'm just
Mazdak.
sort of
You are.
average.
Anyway,
So-
Mazdak has disappeared.
Yeah. So we'll finish our drinks and head off to the bookend. Unless there's anything anyone else wants to do.
Nope. Just yeah.
No, just take a stroll through the city and end up at the bookend. And
nobody going to buy Mastak the Hat of Wizardry?
don't
Enough
have any money.
money.
Well,
Perhaps
Bivnots does.
Bivnots could buy my hat of wizardry for me. He likes me.
No, we've got to save that for if he comes back.
She spent half of it.
I haven't spent half of it.
Mm.
I don't know that.
I appreciate how welcoming you have been. It's,
I need a bit more. A little less Mazdak in the party, I think.
Actually, Sasha, can you just make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yeah.
You have
you have-
drunk rather a lot of spirits.
7.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You're zigzagging your way along.
I would probably, almost instinctually, probably having helped previous co-workers dealing with being overly drunk and me being the responsible one, kind of
Oh God,
Offer
I'm the
to-
responsible one.
I'd offer, are you okay, Sasha?
Yes, I think that goblin stuff just hit me a little bit harder than I was expecting.
Here, lean.
Thank you.
So you make your way to the bookend. You can definitely get lodgings for the evening.
How much would that be for me?
I can't remember what it was last time. It's not much.
free because the council was paying for it.
Well, they were last time. Because that agreement hasn't been made again. You had to fill out a form last time or something, and
Yep.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, for a room for the three of you, it's like a gold. This is a student bar.
Okay.
It's not
It's
very much.
it's a bit of a dive compared to the Cirrus.
Yeah.
Bernia's probably immediately more comfortable in a place like this.
So you can all take your evenings and, you eat and sleep and long rest and whatnot. Unless, of course, you were planning on anything for the evening.
No, I'd probably stumble up to the room, fall on the bed, and
Fair enough.
Can I remove my last point of exhaustion?
You may.
Thank you. Excellent. More energy.
I think if you stayed a few days in Almeta, you probably should have lost that already.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I just forgot to remove it off. So yeah, Mazdak at full energy again.
Oh, he gets faster.
Yep.
all 13 hit points of him.
11.
Oh, sorry,
13.
I over-exaggerated there.
You
You
did,
overestimate him.
yeah.
I could one-shot Mazdak.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Wizard.
I could probably one-shot you if I picked the right spell.
There you go.
But not that Mazdak would do that. Mazdak is not an aggressive person at all. At the moment, anyway.
Tank versus glass cannon.
Yeah, should be interesting.
I think that fight would depend entirely on the distance between you.
Yep. Far away would be the distance.
So you each wake in the morning. Mazdag, you get up, come along to the bookend to meet these three.
Morning, everyone. I hope you all slept well in my old workplace.
Have you officially quit yet?
Don't think so, no.
I think so. You asked for like a week off.
I did, yeah.
And left and never came back.
So, yeah, I sort of look around. Is the boss about?
No, but there's definitely staff that you know.
I should just sort of wave.
Mazdag, I thought you quit.
Yeah, well, I've got all of these books and sort of start putting books on the table. Look, and now I get I get to go to the library all day and go to the bookshop. I even went to Bolax. It was
Very
brilliant.
good.
It was fantastic.
Very good.
So I'm learning all about magic. So yeah, I had to quit because I'm being paid to go and investigate things.
Oh. Good.
So sorry if it's let you guys down.
Have you told the boss?
I don't remember. I think I did.
Just write him a quick note.
That's a good idea, and my quill will poof into existence right to the boss. So, I'm very sorry. I have had to actually put my notice in, and I will not be returning to work for the foreseeable future.
I'll see he gets it.
Thank you.
Have fun.
I certainly will. I go back to the table where everybody else is sitting.
So you've got to head along to the blacksmiths to pick up shield and new enchantments on the two weapons for the pair of you, and then you're going to head, which we can say you just do, and then head to the
portal.
The portal hub. You're going to try and find. Yeah, you're going to speak to Lucretia first.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, that's fine. Oh, okay. You found a replacement, so on and so forth. That's fine. We've just got 4 to pay. Yeah, that's fine. Nice to meet you, Bernia. Was it?
Yes. pleasure to meet you too.
So, make sure they stay safe. You seem the sensible type.
I have spent most of my life ensuring that those younger than me under my command have stayed safe.
Very good, very good. So, well, I think they found a worthy replacement for Big Knox.
I hear a lot about this Bivnox.
Yeah, he was a character.
I mean, the three of them are as well. So
That they are. But well, they've been getting results so far, so no reason to doubt them now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, you know where the you guys know where the portals are. Head off to Lubria, and then
The portal's not going
Right.
to interfere, is it again?
I'm not sure.
you had trouble.
Yes, yesterday I arrived here and my arm began to not work properly.
All right.
I
Yeah.
managed to get it fixed at the Smiths you have in town.
Yeah, I think the organic-inorganic relationship gets a bit confused in the magic of the teleportation.
Might it be a thing where you remove it while in transportation and put it back on again when you get to the other side?
That would be my suggestion.
I should try that.
And worst case, put it in Mazdak's bag.
Oh, yes, of course, if you wish.
It'll be kept perfectly safe there.
As long as I get it back.
Of course.
I'll take it off and carefully place it in the bag and kind of hold on to the wound of it.
Okay, so zip,
So.
straight through the portal.
Okay.
Mazdak loves the portals.
Not surprised.
And the second you get through, the three of you are hit with very reminiscent senses. This is new to you, Bernia.
My second time teleporting.
Yeah, it's more when you get there. When you land in the new place, your senses are overloaded. Your smell senses are overloaded in the town of Lubria. And you can smell the foods, sour and salty and umami and everything, just wafting around the place. But I think we'll leave it there for today.
Cool.
I think that's probably a good place to stop.
Absolutely. Cool. Thank you very much, Martin.
Yes, thank you, Martin.
The Cirrus is just amazing. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
And the Smiths was brilliant.
Yeah, they were all really, really good. And Bolax, the bookstore, was just brilliant.
I look forward to seeing what happens with these bone shield and bone sword and my improved projecting great sword of vampiricness.
Yeah. Well, I liked the idea of using the magic of Kantiji to give you options in upgrading where you wanted, rather than saying you find a sword in a chest and it does this thing. To actually present you with some options and you can choose yourself. So I thought that was pretty good. And I'll do things for armors as well and whatnot. But that was as far as I got yesterday.
Awesome. That's really good.
So that's cool. Yeah, the shield at the moment, it's just a shield. I'll homebrew something so that you've got a bash attack or something with it if you wanted to do that. I'll have to think about it because I don't want to step too much on some feats. I don't want to step on the feet of some feats that give you extra shield abilities. But I'll think about it. I'll add it to your inventory by next week.
Cool. And then yeah, if you can make the +1 protecting vampiric greatsword.
Yeah.
If you can, or I'll have to just sort of.
I mean, all it's. Yeah, might. If I were you, because I wouldn't be able to make it. I don't think so that you've got a button to click, so that it does the vampiric damage, because it's already got its base damage type. So all it's doing is on top of what it already does. There's a D6.
Okay, I will just.
You can
click manually
customize
then.
that in
Just
the.
that's it. Change the name of it. Add it as a note or something. You've got an extra D6 necrotic damage, and you recover half of the health dealt, half of the damage dealt.
Cool. Right. Okay. If we are done and finished, I will.
Oh yeah, we're still alive.
Yeah. For now.
But,
So, yeah, thank you all very much for joining us and watching along as Mazdak talks people's ears off and gets himself into further trouble.
oh, Master.
Poor Mazdak. They are a bit mean to him, but, you know, he probably deserves it. He really doesn't deserve it. So, yeah, thank you for joining us. Please make sure to join us on Tuesday when we will be back in our Cyberpunk Red world with our characters there, which is incredibly fun and interesting as we learn to play Cyberpunk Red. It is brilliant. You should definitely join us for that. In the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and we will see you all very soon.